Hello there. Welcome. I was just thinking about it and I was like, again, this is another video that's going to touch on why we spend so much time alone. What if people ever get tired of it? I know I don't. I literally love revisiting topics just because, again, it gives me different angles. I think I might have made a video on this probably like 5 years ago. I think this is where this all started, honestly. It's like I was wondering, why do I always feel so alone? I don't know that I was uncomfortable with being alone. I just wanted to understand why. Why was I all alone? I think there was some feeling of dis-ease surrounding that thought. But yeah, like anything, if something is like perplexing me, I want to get to the root of it so that I can fully understand it. So it has no grasp on me, you know? Because until you I want to say understand something. I don't know about you guys, but it's almost like it's a string is still tugging. Like, hey, look at me. Yeah, I still bother you because you don't really understand me. And so, like, I have a tendency to again obsess on such topics. But yeah, I think for me and maybe for you, I enjoy being alone not only because of the peace it brings me. You know, think about it. Like if you weren't able to be on your own, alone, how would you know yourself? How would you understand your own mind, your own emotions, your triggers? How would you even be able to see it? You wouldn't, because you'd be like so far off doing so many things for everyone else in this world that you just wouldn't have time for yourself. And as usual, you are the most important investment. Pay yourself first, guys. Pay yourself first. Before you get up and you run errands or you run to that job or you I don't know if you have children or pets or whatever. Before you attend to these things, give yourself time. You need to fill your cup first. But anyways, alone time. I don't know, like I'm also looking for things that are real. I think you can understand what I'm talking about. In this world of illusion, I'm looking for something real. And it's hard to find real things. I think that's why I enjoy being with nature, and I think you enjoy being with nature because nature just is. It's not trying, it's not striving, it's not doing anything. It's just being itself. It's one of the realest things you can experience, you know? It's not seeking attention, it's not seeking validation. It doesn't need money, it doesn't need a house, it doesn't need to travel, it doesn't need to do anything. It just kind of is in the natural flow of everything. So I think that's why I love nature so much, you know? Not only that, okay, so I like work in this store. I love it. I think I can't, I really couldn't stay at a job or occupation for too long if I didn't love it. Like for me, like whenever I do anything, whenever I invest in anything, I give it my all. It's not like wishy washy or like half in, half out. It's like I give my all. This applies to my relationships too, and that's why I'm so particular. It's like because I know, like, once I choose to invest in someone, I'm gonna give you my all, you know, and yeah, that's why I have to discern, you know. But anyways, this job, it's so funny. It's peaceful. At times, it's peaceful, very peaceful, and I'm surrounded by beautiful things, which I love. I don't know about you, but beauty just makes my heart so happy. And that's why, like, nature is so beautiful and I just love nature. But anyways, I spend a lot of my time just kind of like making sure things are in their proper place. you know? And normally, like, there's like windows of time where there isn't anything going on except for me making sure the space is intact and everything is in its proper place, right? And then, like, a wave of people will come in, and oh my goodness, I'll just stand behind the counter and I'll watch this whole thing. It's almost like watching. I remember I told you people are like weather. Like, some people are like rainbows, and some people are like sunshine, and some people are like rainstorms. Well, for the most part, I get a lot of rainbows and sunshines that come into the store, but on occasion there will be storms. And like, once I get everything in order, it's just like a tornado just runs through it. And it's really interesting to watch that. And it's kind of like, I've noticed that, and I've kind of touched on this in other videos, that it's equivalent to their mental, I want to say, um, their mental forecast. You know, they just kind of like externalize it in the environment. Yeah. So like, a peaceful person obviously will like handle things with like grace and, like, very lovingly, and very, like, I want to say, mindfully. And somebody who's not peaceful and they're quite chaotic will just be like, ah, you know what I'm saying? And it's very apparent when I sit in the store and I watch when people come in and how they handle things. Yeah. And based on the person and disposition that they're in, I will, I want to say, respond accordingly. So if a storm comes in, obviously I will like brace myself. But most of the time, like I said, rainbows and sunshines come through. So that's quite pleasing. Anyways, going back to being alone. Like, I feel like you can create your own weather when you're alone. You don't have somebody else's weather like disturbing you. So like, say like you're in an environment and most people there are thunderstorms and rain clouds and stuff. You don't have them raining on your parade like all the time. You give yourself that break to become your own sunshine, you know? Or you can be a rain cloud too, but then, because, you can kind of like regulate that more easily, because you realize that you create the different, I want to say, you can regulate the climate within. When you sit with yourself enough, you can do that. But when you're not with yourself, like for extended periods of time, then you're basically letting all the other people regulate that for you. You're letting other people's climate regulate your climate versus you just kind of regulating your own climate. Yeah. At this point, I feel like my videos are just a play with words. It's like describing the same thing using different words. Isn't that what religion is? If we were to be honest, that's what religion is. Oh my god, I want to say something because I had this experience last night, but I'm like, should I? Should I relay this? It's kind of tied into what I just said. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so like, I don't know. I had this dude enter the store last night by himself. Older man. And I was just like, oh, that's odd, like, for this man to be in this store. And I was like, hey, like, do you need help? Like, are you looking for, like, something for a gift? Like, what's going on? Like, this is very odd for you to be in the store. And he's like, oh, yeah, my wife is looking for clothes, and I saw some styles in your store that I think she would like. And I was like, oh. I said, oh, that's really sweet of you. And then he was like, well, I should know her style. I've been with her for 40 years. And I love talking to couples who have been together for like extended periods of time. I always ask them the same question because I'm curious, to know what it is. And so I asked this guy the same question that I asked all people who have been in long-term relationships, and I basically ask, what's the secret? Like, what's the secret? You know, even when I come across like elderly people that are like 90 plus, I always ask, what's the secret? Because I'm assuming that they've been here for some time. They must have learned something, and I want to know. I want to know your secret. Maybe I can apply it. Maybe I can share it with someone, and it will be applicable to their situation. But anyways, he was like, "Oh, do I dare say?" He was like, "The secret is Jesus." And I have nothing against Jesus. I have nothing against Christians. Seriously, I don't. But it's really interesting. And I was like, oh. And then, of course, he spews on and on about Christianity and stuff, which I feel like they have tendencies to do. Like, for me, I would just kind of like, unless somebody asked, I wouldn't really distribute that information unless somebody was interested and they asked me. And if I did feel compelled to like share information, I would ask them first if they were interested, because I obviously don't want to waste your time or my time, telling you stuff that you don't care about. But anyways, fast forward, his wife comes into the store, and I was like, oh, hi, because I was talking to the husband, so I was kind of really interested in meeting his other half. 40 years, no acknowledgement, no smile, totally just like grabbed the clothes, tried it on, um, didn't buy anything, didn't put the clothes back, didn't even give it to me, just left the dressing room, left the store, no thank you, no goodbye, nothing. And I was like, Jesus. I'm like, that was not Jesus like, in my opinion. But okay, Jesus is the one that kept them together for 40 years. Dude, I don't even care what religion you are. I don't care what you believe in. I respect it. But if you're not a decent and kind human being, what does that do for you? If you're not a decent or kind human, let me repeat myself. If you are not a decent, considerate, kind human being, does it really matter what religion or what prophet you follow? And how's that going for you? Oh, that's why I don't really subscribe to anything, guys. I only subscribe to the Most High. And the Most High is referred to by many different names based on your culture and your belief systems, but basically those are all half-truths. The whole truth is the whole truth. Anyways, sorry, I needed to share that. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. It is what it is. It's my opinion, it's my perception, and I just wanted to share that with people because food for thought. It's always food for thought. Anyways, I hope you ate well. I hope the meal was satisfying, and if it wasn't, I am so sorry. Maybe next time it will be better. Oh my goodness. Have a beautiful day, and blessings to one and all. Amen.